Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I'm continuing on with my gay movie marathon, which would inevitably end up with me spending the evening with Truman Capote. Now, there were two films based on Capote's writing of In Cold Blood. Capote in 2005 and Infamous in 2006. Now, Capote is the more successful film. It's the one that Philip Seymour Hoffman got the Oscar for, and it cost only $7 million but made $49 million. It was released by Sony, got a lot of critical acclaim, and that's who I think of when I think of as Capote. I think of Philip Seymour Hoffman's portrayal. But Infamous, I think, is probably more accurate and probably the better film. Although Capote is a more artistic film, it feels more like a film. The cinematography, everything of it is more artful, whereas Warner Brothers' smaller film Infamous, starring the lesser-known Toby Jones, feels more like TV movie. But where I think Capote was more concerned with being a great film and being art, Infamous tells the story of Truman Capote being more concerned with his book being a work of art than accurately portraying the truth. So I find that a bit ironic there. Now, Capote has a few stars in it. Aside from Philip Seymour Hoffman, it has Bruce Greenwood, Chris Cooper, and Clifton Collins Jr. plays Perry. Clifton Collins Jr. was Eric Bana's second in command in Star Trek 2009. So without the Roman makeup, it took me a moment to sort of recognise who he was. Now, Infamous has a lot more stars. It's got, aside from the unknown Toby Jones playing Capote, it's got Sandra Bullock playing Harper Lee, Daniel Craig plays Perry, Peter Bogdanovich is in it, Jeff Daniels, Gwyneth Paltrow, Isabella Rossellini, Sigourney Weaver, but yet it only made $2.6 million on a $13 million budget, so it cost almost twice as much and made no money. So that's disappointing considering the amount of talent involved. And the depictions of Capote are very different. The depiction of Capote in Capote is that he's basically trying to find the truth, and in investigating the case and getting to know and humanize the killers and then seeing them executed kind of broke him, and he never wrote another novel. Now, in Infamous, they show him as being an opportunist. They show him sharing all these things he wasn't supposed to share and being very two-faced and basically telling different versions of the same story or the same interview or the same event with people depicting it differently, and then gauging the different responses and then picking the one that he thought worked best. And he seems preoccupied with creating a great work of art and creating a great novel, not with telling the truth. Now, his novel ended up being hugely successful in creating the whole crime genre basically by itself. Not that it was the first crime novel, and not that it was the first non-fiction novel, but it was the first one to sort of, be successful and get public attention. So another important thing in the film, because there's little moments where you see differing versions, like when Perry finds out the name of the novel is In Cold Blood, he's upset. Philip Seymour Hoffman's portrayal, he basically says, that's the publishers, I haven't decided, I won't know till I've finished the book. In Infamous, he explains that In Cold Blood isn't just about your murders that you committed, it's about the death penalty and your murder as well, which is in cold blood. So there are things like that. And also, when he's waiting, in Infamous, they show he's just impatient. He's like, they should get the death penalty. They've got the death penalty, they're trying to appeal it. They should get it. And if they do, I can finally finish this novel because it's got an ending and it will work better for the film and the title. That's how cold he appeared to be at times. And the other thing that's interesting is they depict Daniel Craig's Perry as latent homosexual, and he creates a bond and has sort of a relationship with why am I suddenly forgetting his name? Truman. And he kind of goes along with that and tells him what he wants to hear, but he really is just using him. And perhaps it's the guilt of using this person to create this great work of art that is what breaks him. And, in the end we see him getting everything from his will was left to Truman, and there's a moment where he kisses him, and there's a moment where he's being led off to his execution, and he kisses Truman on the cheek in front of the guards. So there's stuff like that. We see in Capote he saw both the executions, but in Infamous we see that he actually watched the first execution, but he ran out after the mask went down, but before he was actually dropped because they were both hanged. So he wasn't actually there to see Perry die. Now, is that true? Now, he asked Perry, advised Perry when he was being killed, his last words should be an apology. Allegedly, supposedly, through one of Jeff Daniels' depiction of one of the officers, he didn't say anything. But in the novel, I believe, it depicts him as apologising. So, what's true? I don't know. I need to go and research this. This has made me want to actually look at, read the book and look at the film again, and look at the documentaries. But a lot of this stuff that Capote used were interviews he did himself, so there's no way to sort of see what really happened, whereas a lot of the other events were public, and there were other witnesses. So some of it we can know, but some of it we'll never know. So I don't know, it's all very interesting. I don't have time to go into that now because I've got other films to watch. I want to try and watch them all before Pride Month so I can sort of put them all up leading up to and during Pride Month, just to celebrate it for myself, because I enjoy watching the films and doing reviews. And I'll eventually have to go and do all this research now because I want to know. But for now I'm just going to leave it here, where it appears they went the more artistic route with Capote and were successful, whereas Infamous tries to tell the truth more, including that Capote was more interested in creating art than depicting the truth. So it's very interesting. If you've seen the films, let me know. If you know stuff about the case, feel free to share with me, save me some research. If you haven't seen the films, all three of them, because there's also the 1967 In Cold Blood film, which came out after Truman finally finished the novel in 65 or 66, because they were executed in 65. Let me know what you think of that as well. But I'm going to go. This is far longer. I was trying to do a 5-minute review. I failed. I did a 10-minute reaction before. I might put both up, but I'm going to go.